Da, da, da.
Welcome to Fans of the Band, Episode 9. This is Erin Husley coming to you all alone for our intro because Tanya has lost her voice. We are going to wait for the big announcement that we are going to make this week because I think Tanya and I need to discuss it as we make the announcement. I was going to just skip the intro, but I mispronounced. Actually, I forgot Avery's last name when I was introducing him on the podcast. And so I feel like I need to explain. I know a lot of Tomasics, and when I said his last name that I did not have written down, I could not make myself say Tomasco. So he filled it in for us, and I couldn't really edit it and make it sound good, so I wanted to apologize for messing that up. So please listen and enjoy our podcast with the award-winning CBS Austin Morning Weatherman, Avery Tomasco. We are back in the band office for a special interview today. A special guest from the television here in Austin, meteorologist Avery
Tomasco.
It's sad that I don't know your last name. I just totally blanked it because I have Avery.
That's all right.
I'll fix it.
You'll fix it?
It'll be funny and entertaining then.
You think so?
No.
It was a joint intro. I think it went well. Usually it's Tomasco or Tabasco. And, fun fact, Avery Island is where Tabasco sauce is made.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's my claim to fame.
Okay, so we're going to start with some rapid fire questions in just a moment.
Okay.
We always fail at this because it usually turns out that our questions necessitate a longer answer than what would be for rapid fire. So we're going to try our hardest for that. All right, are you ready for the rapid fire?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
All right. When were you in Westlake Marching Band?
2007 to 2011.
What instrument did you play?
French horn, mellophone.
Do you still play?
No.
Where did you go to college?
Texas A&M University, thanks and gig 'em.
What did you study?
Meteorology.
How many years were you a drum major?
1.
And did you sell T-shirts out of your car?
Yes.
And you successfully made it through. I think this was the best one.
Oh, by far.
Right?
By far.
If there is a question that necessitates a longer answer, it's probably this one, because that was the most random and weirdly felt illegal thing I've ever done. Because somewhere in the Westlake rules for students, you're not supposed to sell merchandise.
Right.
So what I did, we'll talk about the reason for these shirts. I think there's a follow-up question here.
Okay.
I'll save that for a second. But in general, I had an idea, made T-shirts. People like the T-shirts. I set up an ordering system, a fulfillment system, and my fulfillment system was not out of my car. I had a giant duffel bag that I carried around with me at school for about a week and a half while I was distributing
Sounds a little worse.
orders. Yes. Nobody checked what was in the bag in all that time, but it was just T-shirts.
Tell me, how many times have you been on a podcast?
This ain't my first rodeo, to put it plainly. But nothing crazy. Princess Craft RV has a podcast. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's basically geared towards travelers, people with RVs, things to do, things not to do. And so they have me on every year or two to talk about weather and RV and camping and all that stuff and safety, which is very relevant, unfortunately, after this year.
Yeah. It would be.
Yeah. Kerrville flooding. But other than that, I think this may be my third rodeo.
Okay.
We'll put it that way.
Got it. Well,
Third and
welcome.
favorite.
So we are, this is our inaugural season, and we're brand new to this.
Do you have any theme music yet?
Yes,
We
actually.
do, but you don't get to hear it because I add it later.
That's perfect.
Right.
It's the
The
front
suspense
ensemble
is killing me. I can't wait to hear it.
It's the front ensemble. It's kind of mellow.
Perfect.
with the
Yeah.
metronome.
A special score
Yes.
just for the podcast?
No.
Oh,
Well, it's part of their show.
It's out of part 2.
perfect.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Now I'm going to test your A&M knowledge.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Just historical knowledge. Let's see if you know this, because I just learned something just yesterday. So we found some yearbooks from A&M from 1928 and 1929. You will receive bonus points if you know the name of the yearbook.
Today I learned that A&M at one point had yearbooks.
Okay.
So my odds of getting any bonus points here are slim to none.
So interestingly, the name of the yearbook, it was called The Longhorn.
Really?
Yes.
The A&M was called the Longhorn.
The yearbook. The yearbook for them.
And here I am spinning my brain trying to figure out how that was possible.
I don't really know.
Because the rivalry's been alive a lot longer than 1920s.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I guess the phrase Aggie didn't really come into play officially until 1949. So for a while there.
When they
for a long
really
while.
needed to differentiate between the ag
Yes.
school.
I guess
And
so.
the other
I
school.
don't know, but
Yeah.
isn't that neat? Learned that yesterday.
Today I learned. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This trip was worth it.
Wasn't it though?
Yes.
Okay, so actually it looks to me like the first question is to tell us a little more about those t-shirts.
Okay. So we all just went through a pandemic, right? As much as we would like to block that out of our brains. We were very close to another pandemic. 2009, the swine flu. And it was a chaotic period in time. I don't remember it exactly. I just remember it not being a huge deal, especially compared to COVID.
Correct.
But it was big enough to where there were some kids missing school for an extended period of time. People are sick, but it wasn't nearly to the degree of COVID. But at the same time, it was kind of blown up in media. So there was like this swine flu panic, if you will, that didn't really materialize. And I was talking to another mellophone player in the band hall right here. And he randomly said, it'd be funny if somebody made a t-shirt about it. And I was like, what if that someone was me? And so I got on to customink.com because that was like the only place in the early days of the, more broad internet capabilities to design an easy t-shirt like real quick. So I put one together. It was a pig on the front, and on the back it just said, "I survived swine 09." I was like, well, let's see if people like it. And it turns out that way too many people liked it because it was not a creative design. It was just a silhouette of a pig on the front and then text on the back. And I got it was over $1,200 worth of orders.
Wow.
To make this shirt. And so I borrowed money from my dad. He was like, yeah, just pay it back. And so I sold with a little bit of a profit margin and ended up making up like $400 or something. But again, it felt so sketchy to be doing what I was doing, even though there's nothing illegal about it. I was walking around discreetly handing people their t-shirt orders with a
Meeting in
Post-it
the
note
parking
of their
lot at
name
night.
and their order on it, making sure I got everything right. So it was my first and only little entrepreneurial exercise in my life. Yeah, success.
That sounds like fun. Okay, I have to ask you this next question too, only because I have actually knighted some people too.
Okay.
I used to be the principal of an elementary school, and so we had knights for like character things. So I have a sword and everything.
Yeah.
That's a separate story. But I understand you were knighted
I was.
here,
was
right?
an honor.
Westlake. So what is your official title?
Band. Well, I don't know what it is officially. I'm the official meteorologist of the Shap Band.
So what does that mean? What are your role? Like, what's your role and responsibility?
That's a great question.
Okay.
The first step was to make it official. And then we're setting all the rules after the fact.
Ooh, it's kind of like our podcast.
Yes, this
Yes.
is kind of like that.
Just see what happens. See where there's a need, if you will. I think that's kind of where Courtney has in mind. She's going to keep me apprised of big marching band events, UIL, BOA, and as needed, I will supply forecasts. Because what's different with band now versus my day are the props. The
Yes.
props are huge.
Yes,
The
they-
props
yes, they
are
are.
sails. The props love to catch wind. So I think that's going to be probably my biggest area of expertise is that prop going to blow over like it did on Community Band Night?
Yes, I thought your forecast on Community Band Night with was it a 10% chance of fainting trumpet?
Yes.
I liked that.
I have to rag on the trumpets as much as possible because I don't know if it's still a thing, but the trumpets and the mellophones love to rag on each other, at least back in 2007 to 2011. So it is ingrained in my brain that any chance I get, I will take a little bit of that ego out of the trumpet player.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keeping them in check.
So it looks like also Aaron wanted to know if you think maybe you should have a special hat to wear or something.
I got a whole bucket
did?
full of swag.
You did?
Official.
Like what?
I got a hat and a visor
But that's just a hat
and a
hat.
quarter zip. I know it's just a hat, but
She's talking about like
I know.
think you need like a
sheik
You're
or
thinking
like a Pope hat or like a
with a
something,
plume, the whole
something
nine yards?
I think
special.
a special Shaco with
special.
a plume.
I am imagining in my head as we're talking about this a plume that looks like a tornado.
That actually would be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty
It
awesome.
makes sense, doesn't it?
And it would be even
does.
better if you could like put a little button and you could make it spray water like rain.
Sure could. That would keep people away from me.
It would be even better if we had the cake.
I was trying to
prop,
figure out how to
and then
put that
he
in with
came-
the cake and the tuba.
And he came out, well, not maybe with the tubas this time, but he came out of that and gave then his forecast.
Oh, that's true.
Did
Right?
anyone donate enough money to get Mr. Turpin to sleep in the...
I don't think so yet.
Not yet? Okay,
Not
when that
yet.
happens, maybe there'll be budget for a cake that I can pop
Tell
out
me
of.
about that. I don't know what that is.
If they raise, it's $160,000, I think it is. He said he would spend the night on the tower over by the practice field.
Oh.
Yeah, tantalizing.
So
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about getting some money in the pot just to see that happen on the community night when he was talking about
I'm
it.
about ready to do that too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Very creative fundraising initiatives.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think so. Okay. Well,
I have to interrupt for a second because
Yes.
you were not here at the football game Friday night.
no, I wasn't.
So we
Thursday
night, that's right. We discuss frequently the idea of a sousaphone trio coming out of a big cake
Yes.
of a sort with a single candle.
Three sousaphones?
Like a
Yes.
little
That's got to be a
collage.
big cake.
Yes,
Oh, yes,
a
of
big,
course,
huge
yes.
cake.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like that people and sousaphones could come out of.
Right.
Austin High had
No.
a tuba duet.
Oh, you mentioned that. Yes.
They had a tuba duet feature in their band show.
So they could have done that.
They could have. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
What's the theme of their show? Is there any room for a cake?
There was no room for a cake, but
Rats.
they not only had the tuba duet, they did the special move.
This was like.
What's the
I
special
wish
move?
I had been there.
Oh, the special move. Open second, plie,
Okay.
forced arch to one side,
Mm-hmm.
swap forced arch to the other side.
Did you ever do that when you were in, or was this before there was a lot of choreography and movement?
My freshman year, we had, I want to say freshman and senior year. Like senior year is when choreography was starting to become a bigger thing. Freshman year, it was not a thing, but we had a little bit. And we were all jazzed that we got to do a little dance.
Were you jazzed enough to do jazz hands?
No, not
One
allowed.
at a time.
I know that would be fun.
Not allowed.
I'm not sure you could really do that though with your instruments.
On a
Maybe.
mellophone, you definitely can. You can hold a mellophone with one hand and do something
Jazz
with the
with
other.
the other.
Yeah, spear
Maybe.
fingers.
Maybe.
So
All right. Well, tell us about some rules for weather safety for marching band.
Lightning, obviously a huge one. Bolts from the blue are bad. That's when it's not even raining, not even storming. Maybe you haven't even heard thunder yet, and all of a sudden a bolt of lightning can come out of the blue, so to speak.
What is the probability of that? Like, how often does that happen?
Very rare, but
Okay.
you don't want to be
No, of course
the
not.
subject of
Of
something
course
very
not.
rare.
I have a story about that.
Ooh, let's hear it.
At the cemetery where my grandparents are buried, there is a tombstone and it's a tall pillar and it's cut at the top at an angle. And my grandma, my whole life, said it's because he was riding in a horse and buggy and a bolt of lightning on a blue day came out of nowhere and killed him.
Wow.
And so they cut the pillar at an angle because his life had been cut short.
Wow.
Wow. Interesting.
I didn't actually know that
Now
did
you
happen.
know. Okay.
Are there any other rules?
This day and age, as discussed, wind. You got to be factoring in the wind, especially on the big hits in the middle of the show where you're standing still. A gust of wind can knock someone over, especially the more frail of the group, especially the top heavy. I'm thinking baritones primarily. I've seen it happen before. The biggest deal in Texas, heat. I was here 2023 highlighting the Shap Band for their Rose Bowl parade trip, and that was the hottest in some ways, the hottest summer we had ever been through. And so I was here in June during the early marching band practices, and it was just stifling outside. Obviously, bands are taking that seriously. They hydrate, lots of breaks, as much as needed. In Texas, you have to be a bit of a different breed to be marching in this kind of heat.
So we were told once that once a competition starts, it must continue, rain or shine. How much rain do you think it would take for a competition to be canceled?
As long as there isn't lightning, I feel like rain or shine is the way to go. It's kind of more dramatic to see a really good marching show going on in heavy rain. Just adds to the dramatics. I don't know. I'm biased, obviously.
So, did you ever march in heavy rain?
That's a good question. I've definitely marched in rain before. I think we had, for our first set of marching band uniforms, which we had, I think, through my junior year before we switched to new uniforms, those were not supposed to get wet. So that complicated things significantly. So they didn't. If there was rain in the forecast, they would almost prefer that we were not in those uniforms.
How often would we see, though, a really heavy downpour without some lightning or thunder?
It happens.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. In general, if there's lightning in a storm, that means there's dry air somewhere up there in the ether. You know, on stormy days, it's usually hot and humid here at the surface, but that hot and humid air is rising through a much different atmosphere as you get 10, 15, 20,000 feet above, where the air can be much drier. So as the storm cloud's going up, it's wrapping in some of that dry air, and that's when you get static electricity to build up, and that's when you can get a lot more lightning.
Oh, okay.
So if you have a different kind of atmosphere, one that's tropical, that's just moisture loaded all the way from floor to ceiling, then you can get exceptionally heavy rain with no lightning. That's kind of what we had back in July.
I had a friend post on Facebook. They were watching their grandkids march during the nor'easter up in somewhere in the Northeast.
Recently?
Yes, this weekend.
Yeah. That nor'easter is still going on as of this recording, which is what? Today's the 13th.
Yeah. So they were out there like, the nor'easter's not stopping marching band.
Not something we have to deal with here in Central Texas. But you can get a northwesterly wind that's pretty stout behind a cold front. I just wish we would have those. We don't have them this year.
We were wondering if you had made a PSA for bands, just in general, about the heat.
I guess you could call the story I did in 2023, looking specifically at the Chat Band, marching through the hottest summer in history, as a big old PSA of... Well, one, I use the opportunity. I don't know if y'all seen the story. I use the opportunity to say, back in my day, we used to march uphill both ways on the blacktop. We didn't have these fancy fields with the special turf that keeps the temperatures cooler. You know, if I survived it in 2011, which was exceptionally hot, well, I should say that was the summer of 2010. Still hot. My PSA is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I have witnessed more than one band member faint during the midsummer band practices. That's kind of unavoidable. There was even one of my drum majors. I'm going to name drop him, Matthew Seegers. He'll think it's funny. I forget. It was an area marching contest, and I don't think this was because of the heat, but the contest was over. The drum majors were all lined up on the field to wait for awards, and he's standing right next to me. He's a tall guy. He's probably, 6-7 inches taller than me, and I'm 6 foot. And we're sitting there quiet, like good drum majors are. And then he kind of leans over and says, Avery, I don't feel good. And I looked at him, and he was white, like drained. And I was like, what's going on? He's like, I think I'm going to faint. I was like holding him up by the back of his uniform, trying to keep my posture straight. And he was like, I can't stand up. I was like, okay. And he just started wobbling. I was like, okay, let's get you to the track. Trying not to get in trouble for breaking formation while also worrying for the health of my fellow drum major. He ended up having to lay on the track for a little bit. And of course the announcer noticed and was like, make sure you're not locking your knees. Standing in line. So, fainting happens. This is a grueling sport, and I will call it a sport because athleticism is almost a prerequisite for being able to do what band kids do.
Well, they get PE credit for it.
Yeah, as they should.
They should.
Yeah.
They should.
My
Agreed.
son loses like 10 pounds every fall.
Yeah. It's one of the more athletic things I've ever done. And I played tennis. So, yeah, band is a different breed.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of like running in band anymore. It's like they march and they're like, okay, take your spot, reset. And they have to run to the reset. It's like, holy cow.
And that doesn't count the warm-up before marching band practice starts.
No, and it doesn't actually count the quick marching during the show either.
Yeah. That can be even more exhausting as you're trying to play music at the same time.
That's why we learned that the special move is so special, because it's kind of hard to play and do those special moves.
Mm-hmm.
We are moving on to, well, we already started kind of talking about your time in Westlake Band.
Yep.
And one of the things that we heard multiple band directors mention, that I think in air quotes, so the word scary applies to them. Mm-hmm. The scary band directors.
Yes.
Which is why they try to use so much student leadership. Did you find Mr. Taylor scary in your time here?
Yes.
Uh-oh. That was very emphatic.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yes. Not scary as in, oh, he's going to get me, I'm going to get punished for stepping out of line, but scary as in he can be so proud of you or so disappointed in you. And being on the disappointed side of Carrie Taylor was not a fun place to be. So that was what was most scary. Fantastic guy, a great teacher and a great leader, because he knows how to get students to maximize their potential. But man, yeah, he's scary. I was a drum major my senior year, and my job, one of my jobs, obviously there's many jobs of a drum major. My main job was for practices to get the wireless PA system down to the field and working correctly so that Carrie Taylor and other band directors can speak to the band. The year before me, the set of drum majors, there was one specific drum major that had that job, getting the mics down there, getting the speakers down there. And without fail, at least once or a few times every practice, those speakers would start cutting out, and Mr. Taylor would start losing patience. And on more than one occasion, I saw him take his wireless box and just throw it against the stands, either because that thing was not working or because there was just some silly stuff going on in practice that he was not a fan of people just not doing what they were supposed to. So I made it my goal to never be the reason why Carrie Taylor threw his mic box. So I just did a little extra work, brought the stands for the speakers so that they were off the ground, and that solved all the problems. So that was one of my bigger accomplishments. I know it doesn't sound like a big accomplishment, was figuring out the speaker system so that I didn't have to feel that wrath. But on the subject of Carrie Taylor, again, I spoke about this at the community performance, that he is so good at motivating someone to be better than they are right now, and I owe him my life for that, because he got to me real good, because I was not a good kid. And then he helped me become a better kid, to make a very long story short.
So I will tell you this. I think you might have like a picture of yourself, a previous self, like in a probably worse off light than you were. Because I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Taylor last week about you, letting him know that we were going to interview you. And he repeated to me more than once that you weren't a bad kid at all.
What did he define me as?
Someone who needed some more, I think, direction. What was the word? It wasn't...
Maybe lazy is the word.
There's a nicer word for that. Yes.
I don't need a nicer word for that. It's accurate.
Meaning like
motivation.
Yeah. But he was very impressed. He said that you were, I think maybe like you started in maybe the fourth band or something. And you
Correct.
After kind of figuring out, let's kind of work on things, right?
Yeah.
Then you moved up and up and up. Now, I didn't see your name on the plaque out there. Did you make All-State?
No.
He couldn't remember, but he thought that you made it like to area maybe?
I did very well in area. It was either junior or senior year.
Yeah.
So that was huge. I owe that to obviously Carrie, and also Craig Davis at the time was the assistant band director. He also was very good at kind of motivating not by shaming, but by like just saying like, you can do better. You're better than this.
So I think you do need to give yourself a little bit more credit though. Just saying.
I mean, I had all the core ingredients of being better. I needed someone to help me find them.
There you go.
And that's what the leaders in this band helped me do.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for giving me more credit, because I was a bad kid.
No
quotes.
I refuse that. I'm sorry.
No
I've
quotes.
been in education all my life, and I do not accept that anyone is a bad kid. Sorry. But
a bad kid can become a better kid.
Any person can become a better version of themselves.
Yeah.
Yes, but I refuse to say that someone is a bad kid.
I was masking my good side. How does that sound?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Good.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Literally masking.
They can fall into bad ways.
There might be bad behaviors, yes.
Bad
or
behaviors, bad crowds,
Could be.
brighter futures.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Put that on a t-shirt. Sell it.
Yeah.
I want to say this. Evan will probably make me take this part out.
Okay, what is it?
But for Mr. Taylor, they referred to him as an angry teddy bear.
Oh, he is. That's the perfect
Isn't
definition.
it perfect?
Yeah. Because I don't know, graduating here and being able to come back as a, old aging former student, he is an incredibly nice guy. Like if I was never a band student here, I would never know that he, again, he's not scary, he's not mean, but I would never know that he had that side to him that is so motivating to do your job. Because he is such a genuinely nice person. So fun to talk to. If I saw him at HEB and I never went through band, I'd be like, that's a nice guy. It was nice talking to him. There's a dichotomy to Kerry Taylor, but he is at his core, yes, a teddy bear. I would agree.
And he looks like a teddy bear. He just looks
does.
like huggable.
Yes.
But I think my son also was not reaching his potential as a player. And so I think he often felt the not as friendly side
Yeah.
of Mr. Taylor in his first 2 years.
Yeah. And if that's the only side you ever see, then you don't get to feel the teddy bear vibes from Mr. Taylor. But I think it should be everyone's goal, or should have been when he was here, to get to the teddy bear side. That's the right side to be on.
I think if you joined the Waterloo Wind Band, then you would see more of that side.
The teddy bear side? I can't imagine him putting on his marching band director hat with a wind ensemble.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
It'd probably be overkill.
Do you remember your first day of summer band camp and marching practice as a freshman?
Specifically, no, not the first day. There are days that stand out, specifically in the senior parking lot, because that's where we used to do a lot of our band practice, because there were not as many practice fields here as there are now back in 2010, 2011. So we would have to make do with parking lots, very hot parking lots that are on a slope, so you're marching uphill. I wasn't kidding. Almost uphill both ways. So those stand out. There was nothing really, again, I wasn't super into band when I first got into it. I'm sure I would remember more if I was. But for me, it was just kind of, here's this thing I have to do in summer, at least as far as freshman year goes, because I didn't fully understand the rigor, the prominence, the grandeur, if you will, of being in the Westlake Chaparral Marching Band. So I was just kind of, hey, all right, I'll do what I'm told and clock out and go get some water.
Got it.
I think a lot of kids come in that way.
I do too. I think they just don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't know until you're in it.
Right.
There's no way to. I mean, you can have a sibling in band, you can see them go through, but until you're doing it yourself, it's an entirely different beast.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, did you ever skip a rehearsal?
Yeah. So now we're going to make the short story I said earlier a little longer. The answer is yes. There was one particular morning. I want to say this is maybe the first and only time I ever skipped because of the fire that was lit under me shortly thereafter. One morning, band rehearsal. We're pretty deep into the season to this point. I feel like it's locked in, I guess. So I'm, 5 a.m. alarm clock goes off or whatever it was. And I'm like, I'm sick. I don't want to go. I was not sick. I could go. I should have gone. I didn't. So I got my beauty sleep, rolled into the band hall well after sunrise, close to school starting. And very quickly caught the eyes of Kerry Taylor, who wanted to have a chat. And he informed me that there was a pretty significant adjustment made in marching rehearsal that morning. Namely, the mellophone section, over time had changed one move into an entirely different move. And it ended up being like at least 5 or 10 steps in the wrong place. So that was corrected that morning when I was not there. So you can imagine the next band practice, when that move came up, I was a liability because everyone was moving a lot faster in that section than I was because I was still going off of, being 10 steps in the wrong direction. Yeah, that's when Kerry pulled me in and totally changed my tune. Again, he's not scary. He's not mean. But when he's disappointed in you, ooh-wee. I was standing right there as we're sitting in Mr. Turpin's office, formerly Carrie Taylor's office, and he gave me a pretty big talking to. I had my tail between my legs. I was like, I hate this feeling. I don't want to ever go through that again. And so at that point, that's when my entire work ethic, especially related to band, turned around and wanted to do better, wanted to do more, wanted to be not the lowest guy on the totem pole, if you will. So yeah, I skipped once, never again.
Good work.
Unintentionally, I almost missed the bus leaving for, it was either state or BOA senior year. And this was as I was a drum major. I don't remember this that well because I was still half asleep, but my alarm didn't go off or I didn't wake up to it. Charter buses are rolled up. They're about to leave, and I'm getting phone calls from my friends, from Craig Davis, from Carrie Taylor. I finally answered one of those, and I was like, crud, let me get it together. And so the whole band is on the bus as I am screeching tires coming around off of Camp Craft onto West Bank and then into the Performing Arts parking lot. And that apparently is a distinct memory for a lot of people that were on the bus watching me, tires squealing, coming in as fast as I could. So that was the unintentional time where I was very late.
Were you the head drum major, the one that stands in the center too?
I was not head drum major. That was Doug Dawson. We're still friends to this day, by the way. That was Doug Dawson, and then there were 3 others. I was one of them. The other one was Sophie, and then the other one was Matthew Seegers.
So are you ever late to anything else now, too?
Sometimes. History repeats itself. My job has me waking up at 1 a.m. most mornings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I try to get to work 2 to 2:30 a.m. And sometimes my body just says, no, I'm not listening to that alarm this morning. Then my body clock kicks in like an hour after I was supposed to be out of bed, and then I'm hustling. But I've only once missed a morning show. We were broadcast from 4:30 to 7 a.m. There was one time I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I called my executive producer and I was like, should I even try at this point to try to make it for the 6 to 7 a.m. hour? And he was like, it's fine.
Well, so if you miss, then what happens? Who does the weather?
Our morning anchor, one of our morning anchors, is also a meteorologist, so she can step in a pinch. But that's not fun to do in a pinch.
Does that work both ways? Do you step in as morning anchor?
That'd be fun.
I have done anchoring, and I kind of love it because meteorology, broadcast meteorology, you don't have a script. I'm just talking.
Right.
I'm talking based on the slideshow that I prepared. That makes being a news anchor a little more fun and easy because everything's already written for you. Just read the script, make sure you don't mess up any name pronunciations, and that's a fun job. So I do like it. I've had to do it. I've had the opportunity to do it, I should say, a couple of times, but I'm a liability because I'm the kooky weatherman, so they don't like me reading hard news stories.
Were you here when we had the snowpocalypse?
Yeah.
I don't know how long you've worked there, so
2017.
Okay.
Evidently disaster follows me everywhere because my first day on air in Austin was Hurricane Harvey.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's been one thing or another ever since. Big ice storms, the big winter storm, February 2021, the flooding recently, that and everything in between. So yes, I was here for February 2021. Still to this day, probably, even with the flooding that just happened in July, probably the craziest weather event I have or will ever cover because it was that bad. It was fun until the lights went off. And then it was really bad.
I know this is a competing station, but I'll never forget during that Jim Spencer was on there and he said, normally we would be talking about this like it's a big deal, but here comes another storm and it's just another one.
Oh, yeah, because that whole week, it was
just one after another.
Typically, Austin gets a winter storm, like a real winter storm, be it ice or snow, once every 2 to 3 years. We had 3, arguably 4 in 1 week, all stacked up one after another. So, yeah, Jim Spencer's a great guy. That's who I grew up watching, by the way, one of my inspirations for wanting to become a meteorologist. So, yeah, it was all hands on deck that week. Yeah, right in the middle of COVID. It was such a mess.
Have you ever done the weather, like, have you ever been one of the people, like, outside, like, in the weather?
Rarely. Rarely.
Strapped to the post down in the Gulf.
I would love to be that guy.
Really?
Typically, we have a small weather team. We're 3 people. Most weather teams here in Central Texas are 4 or 5 or even 6 people. So that gives some of those teams more leeway to send someone out to be in it. But when you have a small team, someone's got to be in-house on the green screen, making sure everyone's tidied up. It's harder to send me out there as much as I would love to.
Got it.
I love winter weather, even after February 2021, with how bad that was. I would love to be outside in one of those rare Central Texas winter storms.
So, like, on one of the contest days, if the Westlake Band, like, made the finals or something, you couldn't, like, do the weather, like, on location where they were?
With some pre-planning, certainly could. Right. Especially if it's not bad weather.
Right.
That's when I'm more flexible to get outside.
It feels like the official Westlake meteorologist should do an on-location
Just one.
Well, the seed has been planted.
Yes, it has.
I will work on making it happen.
You have children?
I do.
And are you thinking you'd like them to be in the band?
I want them to do whatever they want to do within guidelines that my parents set for me. My guidelines were you have to play one sport, you have to play one instrument. That served me well. I am more than ready to inflict the same upon my children, whether that is a band instrument and they end up in marching band. Awesome. If it's violin or cello and they're in the orchestra, great. I'm biased. I would like for one or both of them to be in band, but I was in band. My sister was in orchestra. We both turned out great. I hope they find some musical inclination. They will be forced to, at least by my house rules. My
children were forced when they were little. They did Suzuki piano, and they started, but like both sides of their family. So their dad's side of the family is super musical, and then my side is as well. So we were, of course, hoping they'd be in band. And of course, the older son was very excited to be in band, and he was a musician through college, and now he's a music teacher at an elementary school. But my younger son, even though he was amazing at the piano, we had to make a deal with him that he would play in band in middle school. And then that was kind of it. At the end of middle school, he was like, nope, he's more of a sports kid.
Okay.
So it was a sad day
when
I knew I wouldn't be going to any more of his concerts. But it's turned out okay.
Your first kid got you your time in the sunshine again.
He did.
At least.
And it doesn't really even matter because I'm still doing band stuff.
We made both of our kids play piano. And I made them do an instrument. I didn't care what instrument. I didn't bring them so that I didn't influence them. That's not true. I brought my son. But my daughter, I had a friend bring her, and she chose flute. She had excelled at piano in spite of herself. Like, she had enough natural ability that even though she didn't really practice well at all, she got much, much better.
So I guess you don't really have any instruments you think they might play because they can choose.
Well, they can choose, and they're both... Well, I have a 7-month-old. He ain't anywhere close to playing anything other than the drums in his play gym. My older daughter, Mila, she's 3.5. She loves dance so far. But my musical journey, and I may inflict the same pain on her, started with piano lessons. I hated piano lessons. I hated them.
Did you do the Suzuki method or just regular piano?
I could not tell you.
Oh, okay. The Suzuki method was really cool, and it seemed like it seemed fun. I would have liked to have learned that way.
Do you have to drive a Suzuki to the Suzuki piano lessons?
No, you don't. But the parent does sit and take notes during the lesson. You observe the lesson, and then you practice with the student at home. And then with our teacher, we made a deal where they have like the first book of songs. They had it on recorded. And so we made a deal that every time we were in the car going somewhere, that's what we would listen to help develop their ear. And so that is what we listened to for a few years.
It sounds great and terrible at the same time.
It was pretty good, I think. I think both boys have a really good ear for music, and I'm
very biased. I hated piano lessons.
I'm sorry to hear that.
One way or another, though, one of my kids will do piano lessons. Because I have to pass on that
you
painful
really do.
torch. Yeah.
I don't know that it's that painful. I don't know.
It probably wasn't, but 5-year-old me only remembers pain and suffering. Yeah. I was melodramatic. What can I tell you?
Did you play the piano, Erin?
Oh, yes. My mom was a piano teacher.
That's right. Yes.
I started very, very young. I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more had I had a different teacher.
A little too tough on you?
We did not fare well together.
Ah,
I had really bad eyes and I couldn't see the music and she never believed me. I kind of did my own Suzuki method.
yeah, that's a bad way to kick it off. I can't see. You're lying.
I know. I always played with my, like, I would stand up and put my chin on the music stand.
Really?
So I could see the notes. And you're not allowed to play like that, apparently.
Is that when you found out you needed glasses?
No.
No?
No, It was
Really?
at kindergarten screening.
Oh.
Nobody knew I couldn't see until kindergarten screening.
The piano teacher gaslighting you into not thinking you were blind was not the ticket?
Oh, man. My mom, I got spanked.
Yeah?
I got spanked so many times.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
We're unlocking some childhood trauma here.
I
I'm
know
glad
we
that
are.
we finally figured out that your eyes needed some help.
Oh,
Came a little
the
late.
first time I saw music with glasses, it's like, wow, there are stems. Ooh, those dots are black.
What does FF mean?
You know, I
That's
totally
funny.
just, she would play it and I would just repeat it.
That
So-
was your own
My own
version of
Suzuki.
Suzuki method. Wow. Yeah.
That's how you learn to play by ear.
I fortunately have a pretty good ear and I had a fantastic memory. So, yeah, I failed one of the eye tests as a child too because they took 3 people at a time.
Oh, you mentioned this.
I
yes.
did, and I was the third in the group, and so they just used the same eye test. Which way is the E facing? Is the dot in the field? Is it on the table? Blah blah blah. I just memorized the answers. I didn't know I was supposed to be able to see them.
You found a way to success. That's all that matters.
So yeah,
Adapt to survive.
it was bad.
All right. Sorry. This frequently happens. Like
Yeah,
we
I
can't
love
We
tangents.
get sidetracked.
It happens
We
on every
do.
podcast.
We do. Tell us. Let's cast your mind back. What is your favorite band memory?
Favorite. Ooh. Give me a minute. There are a lot of good ones. Almost all of them are extremely positive, except for that one time in Carrie Taylor's office. But we already went through that.
That probably wasn't your favorite memory, though.
It was a strong
Right,
memory.
a strong one, but
It was
not
a strong
favorite.
memory. Yes. Far from my favorite. There's so many good ones. Senior year came with a lot of good ones because I had a lot to prove. No one thought I could or should be drum major, so I gave it my all. And in the process, got really close with the other drum majors. A lot of fun memories driving up to the Sassy camp and back at UNT. I got a ticket on the way there for driving in the left lane. I wasn't speeding, but I was driving in the left lane without passing. There was no one else on the road. I shouldn't have been pulled over. Most importantly, I got a ticket, though, for expired registration. And my mom, who's a lawyer, was like, oh, you don't live in that county. Don't worry about it. That came back to bite me. Because I ignored that ticket. And long after then, it was probably sophomore year of college, looking for employment, I applied at T-Mobile. So I'm kind of a tech nerd as much as I am a band nerd. And they loved me. Interviewed, they loved it. They were going to hire me, and then they did a background check.
Uh-oh.
And all it said was there was a warrant out for my arrest.
Oh, no.
Didn't say why.
Oh my.
All the background check said is this guy is wanted somewhere in Texas. I tried to explain. It was an expired registration ticket. My mom told me to ignore it. Like, can you still hire me? They're like, no, sorry. Like, can't do it. This is what the report says. And, you know, so I missed that job. And I had to go figure out how to get that off of my record, at least to get the warrant for arrest out of there. So, that's a fun memory. I don't know if it's the best one. Lots of good experiences, especially from senior year. We got 10th in state, which was bittersweet because, you know, state contests, prelims, and finals. We got 10th in prelims, so just barely squeaked our way in. They were like, all right, we're going to give it our all for the finals. We're going to notch our way higher. We got 10th again, so it was a little anticlimactic. The kids in band, I feel like, I don't think anyone realizes just how good some of these times are until they're gone.
I wanted to ask you about the BOA bus because the bus for BOA finals always leaves without knowing if you're going.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and come back if you don't make it.
I don't know if we
going.
ever had to do that. I don't know if we ever had a going and then turn around event. We were pretty good in my tenure here. So we were almost always in the mix for some sort of prelims or finals. As far as I can remember, we never had to turn the bus around. That would be very sad.
In my son's freshman year, they were in the parking lot at the Alamo Dome and they had to turn around and come back.
Oh, that's the worst.
They got pizza when they got back.
Well, there you go.
Yay.
So speaking of bus rides, what did you do to entertain yourself on the long bus rides?
Great question. My time in band was the coming of age of smartphones.
Okay.
So by the time I was a senior, that was a source of passing the time. Early on, there is at least one picture on my Facebook where I collected a lot of shoes from different kids on the bus.
With them knowing or without
Yes.
them knowing?
These were volunteered to
That
me.
would have been hilarious if they had no idea and you took their shoes.
These were given up voluntarily, and I put them all together to make like a weird shoe
a
circle,
chain?
a shoe
Oh.
chain
Okay.
that my head could fit in.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Kind of like a necklace, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
I don't stand by anything I did. There was not a good idea, but did it pass the time? You betcha.
Yes,
I don't
it would have
internet.
passed the time. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I've never heard of anyone doing that, but that seems entertaining.
One of the many things that we did, but that's the one that stands out, mainly because there's photo evidence of me with a bunch of other smelly shoes.
Did they have a goon squad when you rode the buses?
You have to define goon squad,
The
and that
goon
probably
squad.
answers your question. No, I don't think we did.
It was the group in the back that were loud and left
Oh.
messes.
Okay,
What
so
did you
there's
call
a
them?
name for it. I don't think we had a name,
Oh.
but the back of the bus was where nothing good ever happened.
Is that where you were?
No. No. No.
I'm just wondering.
Put your eyebrows down. Okay. I see you suggesting otherwise. I was usually in the middle of the pack. Close enough to where I could partake in some of the shenanigans,
Yes.
but,
But
a
not
little,
be blamed.
a little closer to Jesus.
Got it,
Closer
got
to
it.
the front of the bus. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite band meal? Can you think of what your favorite band meal was?
I was thinking about this. When you're sweating your tail off after a performance and you just want something salty, a bag of chips and a sandwich was so good. Just those little box things you get from Jason's Deli or whatever was ordered ahead of time. I loved those. With a little pickle, are you kidding me? Nothing hits the spot better than a pickle after you've sweated all of your fluids out. So those were the easy ones that I really liked. Just a good old sandwich.
This is the harder question.
Okay.
Of all the skills that you learned in band, what is probably the most important skill that you learned there that you have taken with you?
Work ethic. Nothing in band is easy. You can make it easier by putting in the time and the effort. You can be better than everyone around you if you put more time into what you're doing than they are. I don't know if I developed this mindset in band. I want to say at least part of me did. I love to prove people wrong. I would say, yeah, that probably was ignited sometime in band because, I tried out for drum major. No one would have thought I ever had a chance, but I practiced. I worked hard at it. I did good during the auditions, and wouldn't you know it, they thought I could do something like that. And so when I got drum major, ahead of senior year, this is end of junior year. Rumors, the rumor mill. Everyone's talking. Why did Avery get it? Why wasn't it this other guy? He should have got it. I'm like, I am gonna prove you all wrong. I am gonna do more than you ever thought I possibly could, and I did really well. I did my job as good as I possibly could, and I found great satisfaction in, one, doing a good job, two, shutting people up. So that has kind of followed me, especially with a unique career path, such as broadcast meteorology. What kid grows up wants to be a broadcast meteorologist? Not many of them. So that came with the occasional naysayers of, well, what is he doing? Why is he not following a traditional path? I was like, I got this. Just wait. And so my a big motivation is doing a good job, but proving people wrong about what they think I can do. That started here in band. Probably started right here in this office when Carrie Taylor was like, hey, you're not doing good.
Actually, now that I think about it, it was that he said you didn't apply yourself.
That's a very, very teacher thing to say.
Right.
And it's accurate.
So not the word lazy or any of that. It's just the application part.
Yeah. Yeah. So he taught me how to apply myself, or he at least motivated me to. And once I caught that bug, I was sick. I'm still sick because I like doing things that people think I can't, which I think has helped me out in life all the way up till today.
All right. Now, this question isn't quite as serious, but I still want to know. Courtney had brought up in her episode with us the weather gods. Do you believe in the weather gods?
I'm a slightly superstitious man, but I'm also a man of science, so those are conflicting things. Science doesn't lie. It can be questioned, but it doesn't lie. So when you talk about weather gods, if it can feel like you or a group of people are being singled out by Mother Nature, being smited, if you will, be it a rain dome, it never rains, be it anytime you're outside, something bad happens from the weather. I think that's what Courtney is alluding to.
Well, she was saying that, when there's a competition or something, they'd want to make sure that they appeased the rain gods or
I think hers are the
weather gods.
Transportation gods more than the weather.
She said the weather, though, too.
I think it was just the band.
I think Courtney is cursed because she told me about a lot of her cursings of buses breaking down, of weather things happening. And there's one common denominator, and it's that Courtney's there. Could be that Courtney hasn't done her job appeasing whatever gods need to be appeased.
You would think so with all of her volunteering and all the different things she's done for the band.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
I am a superstitious guy, and I frequently banter with my many thousands that for some reason still banter with me on Facebook about sacrificing your firstborn. If you have any pets left, offer those to the gods, and maybe you will get a drop of rain next week.
I can tell you, I have a friend that I used to invite from the far north side of Austin. Every single time I invited her to our house for dinner, it started pouring rain.
So maybe you need to do
I
that.
know.
How
I'm
long
gonna
has
have
it been?
It's been a long time.
Okay, I need you to get something on the calendar.
Right?
Preferably next week, as soon as possible.
I'll have to do it and see what happens.
That would be amazing if you did.
That would be hilarious,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
Yes, it
could.
would.
There's a chance the stars may already be aligning for actual water falling from the sky next week. If you could do your part, get a little dinner date set up.
Okay.
I think that would lock it in.
I'll see what I can do. I'm going to be out of town till Saturday. That makes it a little tighter.
Keep me updated. I'll adjust my forecast accordingly.
Well, I think we've come to the end of our questions. Do you have any others, Aaron, you wanted to ask?
Probably.
Can you think of them?
No.
Sock it to me.
No?
No?
I'm really bad.
What else would you like to add?
What's the audience for this podcast?
Oh, we
More
get
kids,
asked that a
more
lot.
adults?
We don't really know.
We don't really know.
We gotta get
because
some
we have
analytics
listeners like all over the country.
working. Okay.
And
I mean, I think they're more adult.
I think
than
so. We have a lot of
but-
students that listen to it.
Let me speak to all listeners, be it band parents or kids. I am one of the bigger advocates, given my history, for marching band. It is the ultimate young student ingredient for success. It's like drill camp without the side effects. You have to be on time. You have to put in the work. If you don't, it shows, and you are having a much worse time. These are all things that apply later in life. Band is hard. The commitment from parents, the commitment from students is nauseating, especially looking back at it in retrospect. So much time investment among all the other things that kids have to do to get ready for college, SAT prep, making sure they're passing their AP exams. It is so much to juggle, but kids that can manage that successfully are automatically set up for success in college and success further down the road in their careers. So all of the blood, sweat, and tears and time and lost sleep, it's worth it. For the parents that are involved, having to fork over the money and the time, the carpooling, for the kids that are having to have much less sleep at night, it's worth it. It's fun too. But I'm biased. So that's my parting words. I'm a big advocate for everything the band stands for.
Well, thank you very much. So, listeners, if there was something you didn't hear, remember, you can always email us at fansoftheband.whs@yahoo.com. We look forward to your comments. And I think that's a wrap. See you next week.
Play the outro music.